Hello guys and welcome to the Artflow channel. My name is Ross and in this video we're gonna talk about mockups and smart objects in Photoshop. This is a very important topic, so without further ado, let's get started. So guys, probably you already know what is a smart object in Photoshop because we tried to work with it in our previous videos, but in this one I'm gonna show to you how to work with it with mockups. Mockups are a way for you to replace text, image, or any other content on your image while keeping the same shadow, reflections, your distortion, everything. And those projects and mockups are designed in specific ways so you can replace existing logotype or text into your logotype and text. And it is very useful whenever you want to showcase your project to the client, or simply if you want to upload this work to the Instagram so you can have a better reach and etc. You can have a ton of applications. And I will show to you how to work with smart object based on this mockup. You can find it in the description to this video. So mockups usually are designed in a way so you can have a quick access to the main layers so you can change them. Let's go through this entire mockup, then I'm gonna show to you how to create them, where to find them, and etc. So the first layer that you can see is named screen, and this layer is created so you can have some kind of depth to your image. It's just adding a bit of light right here. Also, you can see that we have a separate layer, which is cup insert image here. Usually you'll find that some layers that are designed so you need to replace image inside of them, they are named in the same way, like image here or put your image, doesn't matter. Now, we'll skip this for now. Let's go to this entire group, which is other cup. As you can see, once I turn off this group, you can see that everything is going off, and we have a couple of layers with masks, and each layer represents its specific cup. Now, we have a separate group, which is reflection, because as you can see, we need to have some reflection in this project, otherwise it's not gonna look realistic. So once you replace your design, your cup right here, it's gonna update your entire document as well as this reflection. In that way, just with a matter of one click, you can adjust your whole image. Let me show to you how it works. We have this layer, cup insert image here. To enter editing of this layer, you need to double click into this icon, and then you're gonna open a new document. This document named rectangle 1 copy. Also, you will see that it has a special extension which is PSB Photoshop big, while your original project is going to be PSD Photoshop document. So your smart object is always going to be a PSB. What is this smart object? Smart object actually is a link to your another project. Right now, we have a situation when we have one image, which is this original image, and we have a couple of documents embedded into this document, so you can link them together while keeping everything organized. And right now we double click into this icon, into this smart object, so we open this project. As you can see, we have this design, and it's the same design like here. We can turn it off, we can turn on this one, press Command S to save your project, Command S. You'll see that there is no star right here. You can go over here into your original project, and you'll notice that everything is being updated instantly. Once you have your project saved, this one is not saved. You can see this small star icon. Pressing Command S is gonna save everything, and once it's completed, you'll see that everything is updated right here. So that's the main idea of smart objects and the main idea of mockups, that you have a specific layer so you can go inside this layer, change anything inside of this layer, put your text, your image, change color, doesn't really matter, and then you can work with it. Let's assume that we like this mockup, but we want to remove this text mockup. We can create new layer, we can use our brush or any other tool, just cover it with green color. That's it. Now I can press Command S, go back, and that's it. Now we don't have this mockup text writing on the top. But now let's figure out where you can find those mockups, because okay, we have cups, but what else do we have from this entire world of mockups? Let me show it to you. You can type in Google mockups and you'll have a ton of different websites, Envato Elements, talkadobe.com, and probably if you want to try it out, you don't want to spend any money on that, so you can go to Mockup World, Mockups Designed, Freepik. Those are very good websites with tons of different mockups. You can find a lot of other free mockup websites and try it out. You can have some t-shirts, you can have some iPhones, laptops, it doesn't really matter. Everything that you can name, probably you'll find a mockup for it. And the problem with mockups is the fact that most of them are very generic, they are not looking great, and well, you can try to use those, but probably if you want to have something really cool, you need to go into some specific website, and now we need to have some advertisement, but we don't have it, so well, no ads for now, and you'll find a way better mockups, but they are quite pricey, so if you want quality, probably you'll need to pay some amount of money. But you can just go right here, download your mockup, it's gonna be in PSD format, you can open it, and that's it. The structure of a mockup is gonna be different all the time, but probably you'll see a text like insert image here, and you'll figure out how to work with that in a couple of minutes. Once you're satisfied, you need to save this project, so go to File, Save a Copy or Save As, turn JPEG, that's it. Now, you'll have a question to me. Okay, what if I want to create a mockup by myself? If I don't want to spend any money, if I want to have my image of a visit card and I want to turn it into a mockup, or image of a cup and I want to turn it into a mockup. There are a couple of ways to do that. The simplest way possible is by taking a photo on your iPhone, as an example, uploading this photo into the Photoshop. Let's just have it right here. So you have this photo, let's just take it as an example. We have this photo and you want to turn it into the mockup. How to do that? First of all, you need to understand the basics of how it actually works. Mockup starts with your base shape, and this base shape is created by a specific tool. You can access it by hitting U on your keyboard, and this is probably gonna be rectangle tool for most scenarios. If you have a circle, you can go with ellipse, but probably it's gonna be rectangle tool. And now you can create a rectangle. The problem with that is the fact that you need to have an understanding of original size, or at least like approximate original size of your cup, so you can have a good original aspect ratio for your rectangle, because based on this aspect ratio, based on this height and width, you'll have either a good mockup or a bad mockup. Right now I'm just gonna try to fit it with my perfect eye vision, my eye calculation of this width and height, and probably original design is gonna be like that. So you can just flat it out, this curved design into a flat area, and probably you'll have a design like this. Once you're satisfied with this, you need to convert this shape, this rectangle, into a smart object. Right click, go to convert to smart object, and now once you convert this shape layer into smart object, you'll see that you have a special smart object icon. You can double click into this icon and you'll access this original square, this original rectangle, so you can type any text that you like or draw anything that you like. Let me change it to white color. 0. Okay, let it be hard. Press Command S, go back to your project. Now this one, and you have it updated. But we need to make sure that this layer is aligned with our cup. So it should be placed in the same way as our cup. In order to do that, you need to move your design right to your cup, like so. Now press Command T on your keyboard, scale it down properly, press Enter once you're satisfied, and now we have a problem. The problem is the fact that, okay, my height is okay, I don't have any issues with it, it looks okay, but we have a problem that it's not the same perspective, it's not the same warp, it's weird. So we need to adjust the smart object so it fits our cup. You can do that by pressing Command T on your keyboard, and I recommend you, before doing that, dropping down opacity to 80 or 90 so you can see your original cup. It's gonna make it work for you easier. We drop down it to 80%, now Command T to enter transformation mode, and now you can press right mouse button right here, and you can access your warp transformations as well as perspective. First of all, I recommend you to change perspective, because right now you can see that this one is wider than the bottom part, so we need to make this top part wider. You can move it around, you can make sure that everything is more or less like it should be. Okay, press Enter, and now you can go again into this transformation mode, Command T, right click, and now you have, well, a couple of options to work with. The first option, and probably the best one for this specific situation, is to use warp. We have a lot of different tools: rotate, skew, perspective, distort, but warp is the best for this scenario because warp is a way for you to adjust your shape based on this imaginable grid. You have a lot of dots, you can move them around, you can move just this middle part to the bottom, and you will adjust shape of your smart object. Also, as you can see, we have this grid segment, you can adjust the amount of grid dividers, and we have default examples of warpiness. You can go with arc warp, you can go with lower arc. You saw them with the text layers that we were working on previously. Those are the same, but you have a cylinder effect. And this one is the best for this type of scenario because you can adjust everything perfectly. And you are not gonna have any problems with this adjustment process. You can just change appearance of it. You can scale it down, upwards, and that's it. Once you're satisfied, just hit this icon, confirmation. We can spend a couple of minutes to make it ideally, but right now it's just okay. And now you can double click into this smart object so you can go inside of it and you can type any text like, oh, not like this. Go escape, delete. Now deselect this layer because it's gonna affect your typing. Just deselect it, press left mouse button, click, okay. Now art flow and subscribe. And really guys, subscribe to this channel if you find this console useful, because I hope if you're here in this series of videos, you like them. So it's gonna mean a world to us. Subscribe. Okay, now let's align it to the middle and let's extend it to the corners. Okay, our sides are filled. Press enter, save, go backwards. And now as you can see, everything is fine. But you might notice that it's a bit distorted because right now it's like compressed by the top side. And the problem with that is the fact that I miscalculated my original estimate of original height of this smart object. So you can either try to redo everything by redrawing your basic shape and doing it one more time, or you can try to extend this whole mockup and then try to play with it. So it's just gonna take a while so you can have it a perfect fit. Now after you do that, let's just assume that everything is fine and we like this design, which is not, but Okay, let's assume that everything is fine. Now you need to apply some shadows, some light, maybe some particles, everything that is gonna help you to have this design in a more realistic way. And you can do that by using blend modes, because you already know that we have a couple of blend modes that are designed specifically for situations when you want to apply some shadows or your reflections, your white parts to the image. And we can do that quite easily. You can have a copy of your original layer, just simply press Command J while selecting this layer, Command J, we have a copy, place it on top, and now you can change blend mode for this layer from normal to multiply. And once you do that, you will see that now we have this depth on our image, we have this depth on our cups. You can do the same by going to soft light, overlay, screen. Based on that, you'll have different result, and doing so might affect your colors on the image, because what you're doing is actually you're making a copy of your layer, and now you're applying your whole image with a couple of colors to the same existing image, and it might affect your results. So if you don't want to change colors on your project, if you don't want to have those weird results, you can desaturate your original image. So you can go to normal, and now you can see that we have this brown handle. You can desaturate your image. You need to press Command Shift U, and this is gonna desaturate your image. It's destructive way of editing, because you cannot change it anytime. It's just black and white, that's it. So you need to be aware of that. But now if you're gonna change it to multiply, you will see that our result is different, and now we're not applying color on top of color, we're applying black and white image, and the appearance is different. Also, you can change this design by hitting a mask. You can upload selection of your original cup. Right now we have this cup, we have this design. We can upload selection of it by pressing Command or Control on a keyboard and clicking with left mouse button right over here at this icon. Doing so is gonna upload selection of your existing layer, and now you can have a mask. You can select this layer, press this layer mask, and that's it. Now your multiply blend mode with this shadow is gonna work only to the section of this cup, because we have this white area only within this cup. And you can go further. You can duplicate this background, you can place on top, you can have some screen effect as an example. You can copy this layer mask to the top layer, and you can do so by hitting Alt on a keyboard. Just hold Alt and move this layer mask icon to the top. Okay, now we have a copy. And you'll see that it looks a bit weird. It's just too bright, so you could tone it down to 20%, 10%. It depends on your image, and sometimes it's gonna give you a better result. Also, you can mask it out manually. You can have a black brush and simply go like this, so you can have this white border on this side. And then just save it as a PSD, and you'll have editable smart objects, so you can change your mockup any time in your work process. And guys, I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, please consider hitting like button, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget about ring notification bell so you don't miss out any new videos on our channel. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.